Whoop. All right, Vicki, you've got that. All right, so we've got quite a few people on. Just so everybody knows, this is going to be the beginning of our series on Moxi websites. Everybody at this point should have a link and a login, but you won't necessarily need that right now. The most important thing is just to kind of follow along, look at the screen, and see where you can get the information and how to make those edits. After this training, I'm going to send everybody that was on the training the what I call training wheels, which is just step 1, step 2, step 3. And that way we can get in, and anything that you all will want to do, then you'll be able to do that without assistance. But again, if you need me or Vicki or Zach, we're all on the call too. Any member of the marketing team will be able to help you with any of this stuff. And of course, if you know me, I love this stuff. So if you want to ask me, I can help you quickly, I can do that too. But anyway, I'm excited to give you guys this training. And I wanted to say one more thing. Next Tech Tuesday will be a continuation of our Moxi website stuff. So next Tuesday at 10 will be the second part of this. So we'll get progressively more advanced as we go. So we'll see how far we get today, and that'll tell us what we'll lead in with next week. If you do have any questions, Vicki's going to help me keep an eye on the queue. So she's going to alert me. I'm going to go through one section at a time. That way we can all kind of stay on the same page. And, again, hopefully, and if anybody gets lost, just throw up a hand and we can go back through and look at it again. But anyway, hopefully this will all make sense to you kind of as everything unfolds. But without further ado, we will get started. So you all probably know that, and I hope you know, that you will, let me get to the first screen. All right, can you all see my screen?
Mm-mm.
Yes, no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, got it?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, good. Okay, so the very, very first screen, obviously you log into my CB desk, and all of these tiles are on your dashboard. You'll go into Moxi Works. So once you click into that, then it'll take you to the page. I'm using my own, and of course mine looks a little bit different than yours, but not too much. Once you get to this screen, these are all of the tools that Moxi provides. So there's Present, Engage, My Website, Impress, and then, Promote and Directory. But these all work together. So eventually, once we get you all set up, you'll see how leads from My Website will go into Engage and things like that. So from the My Website page, you click on that, and it will take you to this page, which is a dashboard page. This is the back end, what I call the back end of your website. And so from here is where you will make all the changes to your site. So everyone's site is a little different. Typically, when I use WordPress or anything like this, I have two screens open side by side. So I typically have the backend site here, and then you can go to Visit Site, and that'll show you the front end of your site. And so mine is here. And so this will show you, what you can do with your website. And so mine is just very basic. This is what everyone else should have at this point. If I've been given permission to access your site, everybody's got this basic format. This is the most basic. But anyway, so from here, there's a bunch of different stuff you can do. First things first, most people want to say, hey, I want to personalize my site. We're going to go down to the common tasks. And the very first thing, personalize your site style. And they have it set up so there's a few things you can do without a lot of editing. So for everyone's, if your the company default is our Coldwell Banker Premier page, and then there's two different layouts that you can select. And one is going to be search focused, which means that the search box is a little bigger than the agent photo and bio. The agent focused one is going to be with your image at the top with your bio, and then the search bar is going to be beneath it. So I went with search focus just because I liked the way it looked, and then hit publish. The most important thing to remember about any changes that you do is to always hit the publish or the save button, because even if you select these things, unfortunately, it will not remember what you've clicked on unless you hit the publish button. So that's the very, very first one, the very, very first thing you can change. From there, you can also go to layout and colors, which, for Coldwell Banker, it's the Coldwell Banker blue and white. So you can change that if you'd like to, but more importantly, the things that are already preset, we'll go to header next. And so from here, you can change where the logo is. So the Coldwell Banker Premier logo would be any of these. And then your menu items, you can choose how you would like them to be displayed. And again, if you make a change, I just have mine on the default. If you make a change, then at the bottom, you just hit publish. Now, at any time, if you're like, wait a minute, I'm lost, I need to get back home, then you just hit the home button. And I know that seems like a gimme, but it's not. It's nice to know where that is. And that'll take you right back to all these common tasks, which for the most part, these are going to be the things that you will want to change on your screen. How are we doing so far? How's everybody?
Good.
Yeah, so publish is the save, and sometimes it does say save. On other pages, it may say save. Those are the two choices. Okay, so from there, we'll go to the personalizing the home page. And this is the one that everybody wants to know how to do. And mainly it's just because there is a photo that you can choose. And so folks that have their own logo, this would be a great place to put that. If you have an image of a property that you like, or maybe the inside of your own office or something like that, or maybe you just want to share kind of what types of property you market, then you can choose an image either from the ones that they have already uploaded, which is in the image gallery and image library, or you can upload one from your computer. And I'm going to show you really quick the size for your image. If you wanted to do something, you could do it in Microsoft Paint or in Canva or any of the online image editing software. 2200 by 1182 pixels, that's what you're going to want. So again, you can go here. You just have to verify that you own the image. It can't be a copyrighted image or the inside of like Hearst Castle, for instance, or, something like that. So you just say, I confirm, and then you can go in, select files from your computer, upload it, and then put it into your homepage. For me, the image library that they have is very extensive. They've got a ton of stuff in here, all different types, and I'll let you all scroll through that. That's one of the more fun things that you can do, but they have all kinds of different photos already loaded, perfectly sized. So if at any time you want to change that, that's where you do it. So again, we're going to walk through that one more time. You would go to homepage, and then you just go straight here, show a single image, and you choose or upload or choose an image. So you can change that. Now, just below that, and this will also show up on the home page, and you can kind of see where we are. This was my background image, And then the next thing we're going to do, you can change this tagline or headline, I guess is what they call it. So this custom text, you can change it to leading you home, or whatever your business happens to be. So I go here, and then I want to make sure that I definitely save it. Where's my save button? Sorry, everybody. There we go, publish down at the bottom. So again, then the reason why I usually have the two screens open, you just hit refresh and it changes it immediately. So that's kind of nice too. All right. And any questions so far? You doing good? Okay. All right. So then also, if you take a look, there is a spot where you can upload or change your photo. And since I don't have a headshot yet, I use the one that I like of my daughter and I. But again, it's the very same principle as what you do with the single image up here. You choose an image right here, and then you go to the image. You know, of course, you have to say, "Yep, I own that image." Select the file from your computer, and then you can upload it. And of course, I already have one right there. I just click on that, and that will take me directly to that, and I can use that in as my profile picture. So select for profile, and then it just walks you through. And again, all of these fields here, if you want them to show on your website, include them. If you don't want them to show for some reason, then just leave them blank and they won't show up. Obviously, since I'm not a licensed agent, I don't have my license number. A lot of this stuff, it's important to note also, a lot of this stuff will populate directly from back office. So if you have all that information in there and correct, then theoretically it's supposed to come over exactly as you would like for it to. I've had emails from folks, and I know that's not always the case, but again, theoretically, that's the way it's supposed to work. And again, so that's that area. Now, if we added in, of course, it has contact me, so it would go to my Premier Move information. If we wanted to add in any custom text, we could do, you know, hello, welcome to my website. And then add publish. And then hit refresh. And you can see where it would show up on that side. So that's where any of the welcome text, any of that kind of thing. A lot of you have your bios there. That's also a good place for that. Any of that kind of information then would populate and be over here. Let's see here. Featured properties. That's something, so we have it set, the default is my office's listings. You can create any of these. You can say my active listings, my sold listings. If they're in the MLS, they will feed over to your website. If you want to do my office's listings, you know, the active listings, whatever you would like to do, you can choose all that from here. My office's listings, and then with 20 to display, because I feel like that's, you know, more than enough. So then you can just go through, and that'll show you all of your different properties. And then it actually tells you whose listing it is as well. So you can see the ones that are already in here, and there are 20 that will cycle through. I think that's fairly standard for most sites. All right. Then beyond that, there are different useful links. We're going to leave that alone just for this moment because it's a little bit confusing. We'll get back to that next week. I will make a note of that. But that one, I don't want to get stuck on the useful links yet. And then from there, the featured video. I tested this out. Greg Yost sent me a question, and he was having a hard time inserting an MP4. I was too. So again, that's as part of the early adopters, we kind of have a couple little hiccups. So I sent them a note and they said they would take a look at it. And because I have access to everyone's site, it wasn't just his site, it's all of them for some reason. So they're taking a peek at that. But theoretically, again, I hate to have to say that, but basically all you do is you just go to that area and you insert it and you go to media and then you can upload a link or whatever you'd like to in this area. And you would just, upload it to your site and then hit OK. And it would be in that area right beneath between featured properties and your info up here. Again, hopefully by next week that will be solved so I can show you exactly how to drop that in. But anyway, so that is the basic stuff on the homepage. Do we have any questions yet? Everybody good?
I did have a question, but I wasn't sure when to ask.
Sure, go ahead and ask. Yeah.
In the area where you said it's a good place to put your bio,
yes,
I did enter my bio there.
Okay.
However, I noticed in the area about me, it's not the same.
Right.
So is there a way for me to edit that, or do I have to request those edits?
Yes, you can definitely edit that. So that is, we'll go there next. That's actually a good segue, unless someone else has another question. Vicki, how are we doing in the text box?
Okay, it looks like Zach and Liz are saying that YouTube works for the link in the media.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know how to do a YouTube account and a link, we can show you that.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's actually good practice to use YouTube anyway. It works really well with Google. And as far as SEO and things like that go, if you upload stuff to Google, I think you'll be better off. You're better served doing that. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Google likes when you use all their products, of course. And so if you have a video or some kind of message that you'd like to share, YouTube works perfectly. So, and then again, you can have followers that want to see your video content. And again, it's useful in a multitude of ways. So, okay. So we will go from the homepage. I'm going to go back. I just always like to go here just so you guys get used to this. We'll go back home. And then Minnie was asking about the About Me section. And so that's actually on the sidebar here. All of these are supposed to populate from your roster. So I don't have the same things that you all do, but when you go to web info, you can do the About Me things here. Again, I'm in my CB desk, and then this was the first page where you click into the tile with Moxi websites. These are all of the spots where you can add that stuff. So if I were an agent, I would have all of the spots to do all of my social links right there. And of course, if you didn't know that, and you would go in here and you would hit the link, modify social media, and it would take you to that page. Again, the My Bio profile settings, also you can upload an image here. And this would be in the About Me section. So this is where that lives. Homepage is separate from the About Me section. So About Me would be my bio and then contact me. So as you can see, I don't have anything in here, but you all would have your social links, your real estate bio, all that type of thing would be right there. So again, that's About Me, and you can find it here on the menu bar on the side. And again, you can add other things to this section, but most of this would be filled out because you all have full profiles within back office. So that's the About Me section. I'm going to go back to home again. Okay. Now this is one, and I know a lot of you market to very specific neighborhoods and things like that. So this customize your default search area might be something that you're interested in doing. So in order to do that, I'm just going to click on go there. And so the search pages, you can read all this stuff, but I'm going to tell you what it really wants you to do is it wants you to go to your home page and then click on something. I have Lake Frederick in here just already. Then you click on the search and it'll take you to a search of all of those properties by neighborhood. So I just selected Lake Frederick. That's fine. What it wants you to do is take everything from this side where it says search and the /. It wants you to copy all of this, which it's a lot, and it's, it's a lot. But if you copy that exactly, hit copy, and then go back here, and then you paste it. And then you just hit save. So again, all you would do is you would, from your actual home page, and then this is what would show up. So it's everything in Lake Frederick with all of your different things. So, again, whatever neighborhood area, you can do it by town, you can do it by county, you can do it by neighborhood, and you can also do more than one of these too. You can have several, but again, it just kind of makes you the authority in that neighborhood. It's like, hey, I market in Lake Frederick, and here's all the things that are for sale there. So again, yeah, you would just go, and then it's the way that they explain it doesn't make a whole bunch of sense, but just so you all know, you just go to this section of this enormously long link and it's, well, there we go. And you just copy and paste all of that right into the field that they give you there.
Do you separate them by a semicolon if you want more than one?
You just put them on a separate line.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Debbie, you had a question?
I do. So, okay. So if you're in many areas, you can do that, correct? But what happens when those houses sell? Or do you have to completely take those back out? Do they show that they're sold? Do they, after they're closed, do they like disappear?
So there's a setting in here where you can do different filters based. I just did everything that was available. This is populated from an IDX feed that comes directly from whatever MLS you're a member of. So it's the same as that. It would be in keeping with all the stuff from, Bright or Paragon or whichever area you've got. It would fall off as soon as that does. I think you can say, show me the ones that are sold. Yeah, sold, all listings, active. I just have the active ones. So over here, and again, this is just in the filters section, you can decide which things you actually want it to display. If you wanted it to show all the solds, you could. But again, you can change that even from your, from your home page. And again, you can basically change any of these. And whatever you type in here, if we wanted to do, let's do Martinsburg, we're searching by location. So we'll do Martinsburg and then we'll do search. And then from here, if I wanted to narrow down what the link at the top said, I would say, I just want it to show sold or sold the last 6 months. You can change that. Or, any of these types of things. If I wanted to just show sold, then it's going to change what this link says up here.
So is that something that you need to do, like, how often do you think?
You could set whatever criteria you want it to show, it will update automatically. So you don't have to change it at all unless suddenly you decide, I only want to show actives, you know, and so you're like, I'm going to go in here, change it back to only actives. And then all you have to do is just copy the link after the search bar again. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any other questions?
Sheila had a question about multiple MLS systems.
Okay.
If you're a member of multiple MLS systems, can it show both, or do you have to choose one?
I think it shows both. I'm not 100% sure on that, only because it would depend on how you're registered in the back end. So if you're a member of both of them and it's in back office that you're a member of both of them, then both would show up, but it runs the risk of them also showing duplicates. You know, if it's in both Bright and Paragon, then it would show up in both. So you might have duplicate listings. So again, it depends on where you're trying to market, but I think it will show both. You know, the problem being that it might be duplicated.
It looks like Miss Jennifer has a question as well.
Yes, Jennifer.
Hi, guys. I was looking at just the results. I went to the view site just to look at the results of my active listings. And I noticed that some of them just have like a grayscale house graphic, and there's no picture. So I was wondering, what is that, a glitch or an error? Is there something about the photo that it can't display?
It should be pulling it directly from Bright. So if it has an image there.
That's not what's in Bright. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, then that is definitely a glitch. I think
it may be, we may have to check back, you know, what's in the back office, what's in Dash, because there's different fields, and it may be pulling from the wrong field. I don't know if there's a way to fix that, but we'd have to check because there's like main floor square footage, above grade square footage, total square footage. It depends what the computer is telling it to pull.
I would think that it would be consistently the main image for the picture.
It should be. Yeah, it should be the main image.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would select something different for different properties.
No. And
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I thought we were talking about that square footage issue we were having.
No,
That's what I get for
not this time. Not this time.
no, it should be pulling the main image that comes over. So I'll have that could be a glitch, Jennifer, and I'll take a look because Stephen's right in the fact that there are different settings you can put into back office where you can click on different things, and I'll double check that. I know you've had a couple of issues with your site, so I need to get Moxi, I think, involved with that too. So
Okay,
I will take care of that for you.
If you go to visit my site and select the taskbar where it says properties and do my active listings, there's two that have that grayscale, just a graphic of a house and not the actual photos.
Gotcha.
And when I click on the virtual tour, because the one, my global luxury listing at 175 Sacagawea, when you click on the virtual tour, that also populates with just the gray graphic.
That's bizarre. Okay, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That's definitely a glitch. So I will talk to Moxi for you after this and let you know what they say, because that should not be happening. I mean, especially because it's showing in Bright as everything is there.
And there's another glitch where I've asked it to only show active listings, and there's one populating that's also that gray graphic that's pending status. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but thank you. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go in and tweak that for you, and then I'll just walk through that with Moxi after the training for sure, because that's not supposed to happen. All right, Sheila, you had another question?
Yes, if you are driving people to your website and I put and say, I don't want just my list, I want the whole office listings.
Yes.
If someone contacts you through your website to you, because I know if somebody calls on the floor duty, it goes to the listing agent. But if
Sure.
it's different coming through the website, if it comes to the website through your own website asking you a question, that is directed to the agent that has that website, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome.
It is. So all the leads that come through your website will then be linked in with the other tools in Moxi. So that person, if they fill out a contact you form from your website, they will become a lead in Moxi Engage. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, good deal. Any other questions? Or has anybody else seen something strange in their site that they're like, before we go any farther, I'm like, I just want to make sure I've got a list of folks. Okay, good. So then let's go to the menu links, because I know that a lot of folks, again, the menu links are these links right at the top. So each of these pages are editable. But maybe you want them in a different order. Maybe you want buying and selling in front of properties. Maybe you want it to be home, then about me, whatever order you want those to show up in. Again, I'm going to go back to this home page area, and then you can go here, create custom menu links, or organize them either way. So we're going to go here, and this is going to show you all of the different pages that are on your website. So maybe you have things on that list. And again, this looks like a really extensive list, but don't get confused. It's all the stuff that's right here. So, you've got your drop downs. That's a page. It looks like a big page, a big scary page, but it's not. But maybe you don't want all of these to show. Like, you can have them be hidden. You can have them, there's an option to hide them, an option to show them. And again, you can kind of go through and be judicious about what you want to have on there. But if I wanted to change where my About Me page is, I'm just going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm just going to drag it up. It's just that easy to change it. So I'm going to go About Me and just drag it all the way up to the top. So I'll just put it there. And then, of course, we can't forget, we've got to go down to the bottom and hit publish. And then you just hit refresh on this screen, and it changes where that is. So you can change all of these links around from that page. And again, I'm going to go back here just so you can see where it came from. And then it's just organize your site's navigation, go there. Another thing that I know everyone definitely wants to do, and I kind of showed you before, but we'll kind of use this list instead, is the add your client testimonials. So you can go here, and this is going to be all of the testimonials that you have from your clients. So again, I wish there was some way to be able to do this where it was immediate. Eventually they said they'll have a module in here. We don't have that yet. But what I've been doing is, just going in and, it could be, I know I did a few for Brian Matthews. You just go in, whatever the headline is, and then you can just copy and paste them from wherever you're getting these images and these testimonials. And then again, if you want to add someone's name or something else, you've got to go ahead and put this in here, because you have to have written permission from that person to either put their photo on there or their name. If they left you the review, obviously from another site, then that is permission. Like if you pull this from your Google My Business page or from Zillow and they've left you that, the actual digital link is helpful there too, but that's all you need. So if you're copying this from Zillow or Google My Business, you don't have to obtain the written notification because it's implied by the digital footprint, if that makes sense. And then you just hit publish, and that shows up on your testimonials page. All right.
Looks like Sheila has a question regarding photos of sold properties. That can they go with the testimonials? Can you add photos?
I don't think so. I think it's just going to
I
be.
think she
Oh no,
was-
you can. You can. Yeah.
I thought she was asking about like a closing photo. Like I took a picture with my clients at the closing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can do that. So if you wanted to do that, it's the same thing. You would just go in here, and if they said, you know, Sheila was great, and then you know whatever information they've got, then you just hit choose an image, and it'll take you to that library field that we've seen a couple other times. And you just say, yep, I own that image. And then you just select your file and upload it, and you can add it right in there. So yeah, that's a great question, Sheila. You definitely can do that. And that would be a great way to use that. Yeah, like people happy at the closing. That's a great idea. Of course, you would want to get their permission before you add it. That is the one. So since if you're just adding it in there, that is what this is for. You know, you definitely have to have their permission to use their image. Any other questions? No? Okay. So I'm going to go back to the site pages. All right. And then add the social media links to your site. Now, we also saw that you can do that down here at About Me, but, you know, it says go there. So it's just as easy to do this. And again, these are all in back office, but if you have other ones that you want to do, you just click on the modify social media and it takes you to that page. That one we've kind of gone over already. So, all right. Setting up your blog. That's one that I know a lot of folks are going to want to do. Again, you can go here. And it's also on the side as well. But, you know, again, you hit my blog. There are various categories that you can create. Typically, until your blog gets pretty big and you've got a lot of different things, you can just hit all. Otherwise, you can create post categories. So if I wanted to create, you know, buying homes, that could be your category. Then you would want, we'll just say buying here. And again, this is a little bit more, we can get into this in more detail, but if you want to go over to create your blog, we'll just go to blog posts, all posts, and then add new. And then basically what that's going to be is just, okay, how to buy a house or whatever whatever you choose for it to be. And then, you know, here would be all of your information. You can insert photos. It's basically what they call this is a WYSIWYG editor, which is what you see is what you get. You can have all of this stuff, whatever your content is, hit publish. And then how to buy a house. Okay, my categories are over here. You can leave it in both categories if you want. That way it shows up all the time, no matter which one you're going to include, update. And then when I go back to my blog, whoops, sorry about that. I thought I had my blog on here. Well, sorry, everybody. So I'm going to add my blog. I'm going to go. So this is a good practical usage. So I'm going to organize my site's navigation. And I'm going to look for my blog, which is here, and it's hidden. But I want it to show, then hit show. And then publish. We go back here. I'm going to refresh the page. And then there's my blog. And you can title it whatever you want. Obviously, my blog is not very creative, but you can see, hey, here's how you buy a house. And so obviously, if I added a photo, you would be able to see that here as well. And then as you create blog entries, then they will be successive. So it'll be one right after the other, with the most recent showing first. All right. And the SSL cert, I've already done that portion for you guys, as well as making sure that everybody is visible to search engines. That's already done too. I know a lot of folks have a vanity domain, like a www, andreasellsrealestate.com. If you have one of those, send me that information again, because if it's not set up properly, it will break your site. So it's easier for me to just log in for you and just take that off of your to-do list. It's going to be a lot easier in the long run. And I'm going to open it up to questions. What are some other things that you all want to be able to do with your site? Or have I confused everyone completely? How is everybody doing? Thumbs up. Is everybody
Good so far.
So Sheila, SSL cert, that is a security feature. And it certifies that's how you get the little green lock on your site. And it also gives you the HTTPS indication, so people feel comfortable using your site. So once you have the SSL cert, it says, yes, I am a website and you are protected against, evildoers. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's not exactly a hacker, but sometimes people will spoof people's domains in order to sell handbags or weird things like that. So again, it does happen, but that definitely helps prevent that. Michael, you had a question? Michael Crawford? Is it in?
It's not in chat. He just raised his hand, so I'm not sure. But
Oh, gotcha.
Earth to Michael. No.
Okay. So Danielle, I will. I've done your site activation, so I'm not sure which. If you go to premiermove.com, that is a different site. That's not necessarily linked to Moxi yet. But we will be adding everyone's website to the roster of agents on premiermove.com once we're sure everything's working and all of that stuff is good to go. But for
Andrea,
yes.
what I was going to say is the vanity sites.
Yes.
You could be Sheila Sells Shenandoah or Sheila Sells Rockingham, and all those would get sent to your Coldwell Banker site.
Yes, but I would ask that everybody sends that to me, because that can get really confusing, and you can create like an infinite loop and all these other crazy things that will keep your site from displaying. And it takes me maybe 5 minutes, and I can make sure it's done the right way, and that'll save you a lot of time on Moxi support or anything else, just in case. I just want to make sure it doesn't take me much time, and I really don't mind doing it. So, but yes, so to answer your question, you can forward all of your domains. Like if you've got multiple ones, they will all forward to the same, to your Moxi website. We can definitely point all of those to the same spot. That's right. Any other questions? Are there any other burning questions that everybody has as far as, things that they can do? I know next week when we all meet, then we'll do a little bit more complicated stuff. I'll show you kind of like the categories. I didn't want to go too far down that rabbit hole just because, again, some people have like a really high level of organization when it comes to their blog. Some people have been writing a blog for a really long time, and some people are just starting. So again, that's one of those things. It's like, I'll show you how to categorize those. Once you have a few blogs in there, it's easier to see what your categories are than to create the categories and have them sitting with a big fat goose egg where you don't have anything written for it. You know, I mean, that it's kind of putting the cart before the horse. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? We've got 10 minutes left. I was like,
I do have a suggestion.
Yes.
When in doubt, ask.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, I just want to make sure everyone knows this is not an easy process. I mean, they said, hey, right out of the box, it's going to be super easy and very simple. And as you can see, unless you know what you're looking for, it's not simple and it's not easy and it takes a minute. And again, it'll just take us a second to figure out, you know, different questions. And because we're early adopters, that's the other portion of this. We've helped them fix more issues. We've helped them find the issues and fix them. So again, we're part of the process. We'll be making everybody else with Coldwell Banker, you know, they'll be looking amazing because we've done all the hard work. But anyway, yes, please ask for sure. So let's see, Kevin, you don't have the toolbar across the top of the page. Do you mean the menu items? Or you mean on the roster? Like this portion? Or... Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay, Sheila, where we put our video bio. Okay, so what I would do, you could put it in a couple different spots. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so we can either put it in... All right. So there's two different spots. About me would be a good spot to put that. That's probably where I would put it. But you can just go into About Me and maybe you can, oh, hold on a second. I guess you can't put it on that page. Well, I stand corrected. I'm like, then the best place to put it would be on the home page. So that spot that I showed you down below, down here, this is the home page again, not to go too quickly. And then you can go into here, welcome to my website, and then you can insert media and then put your link right here to your video bio. Does that make sense, Sheila?
Where does it show, like when you make it active, does it show kind of in the same place it already does?
So when you make it active, it would show up right, oops. Right here in this area right here. So that would be where your video bio would go. And of course, if it's a little bit bigger, it would bump it down, but it would be above the featured properties. And if you want, Sheila, when you do that, we can tweak it to make sure it looks good and it doesn't look off kilter. Because sometimes when you're looking at those, you know, if it's askew or if it's not sized exactly right, it could look a little weird. Bruce. Yeah, Jennifer, I definitely think there's something the matter. Maybe they're working on your website because, yeah, if the visit site link doesn't work, then I don't know why. Why does that happen? But yeah, no, that's not you. That is a glitch with your site. Bruce, when I click on my properties, it goes to my site. However, the virtual tour link does not show anywhere. This is direct pull from Rain. Why wouldn't it also show on Moxi? It should, Bruce, it should show up. We were just having that conversation a little earlier with Jennifer too. That could be a glitch with Moxi. We'll have to take a peek at that. So we'll see. I'll write your name down too, because obviously, and again, I really appreciate you guys letting me know when there's issues because, like I said, you know, it's not perfect yet, but you know, they're working on it. So Fingers crossed. But yeah, Bruce and Jennifer, I will let them know about both of you when I talk to them after this. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Sheila. I did that 100 years ago. It's the bottom part of my bed from when I was a kid. So I just did a painting over top of it. Yeah. I just used all the stuff from my dad's shed, and that's what's behind me. So yeah, thank you. All right. Well, it's 10:54. Does anyone have any other questions? Do not be afraid to, let me stop sharing my screen. Don't be afraid to send us messages. This is definitely a priority so we get everybody squared away. If you have any kind of concerns, don't think that it's you. Like Jennifer and Bruce both said, that's not the way this is supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to click on the visit site and it's supposed to work. So if that's not working, it is a glitch or there's a problem. And of course, they are setting up thousands and thousands of websites right now. And so, each and every person that has a site, it is built out one by one. So it's not just, they clicked a button and everybody's site was set up. They should be exactly the same. But I think we all know that when computers are involved, sometimes that's not the way that works. So, occasionally it works perfectly, but sometimes there are glitches. So don't, and before you spend hours on trying to figure out what it is, please let us know, because I guarantee you we've either helped someone solve the issue before, or we've seen it, or we need to find the answer because somebody else is going to have that problem too. So, all righty. Well, if no one has any other questions, are there any other questions, Vicki?
Not in the chat, unless
Okay.
someone raised their hand and I don't see.
Okay. Well, again, you guys know how to get in touch with us. You can send it directly to me at AndreaRoss@premiermove.com, or you're welcome to send it to marketing too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you guys and getting these exactly the way that you want them. And I will see everybody next Tuesday with kind of session number 2 on the Moxi website. So thank you so much, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Bye, love. See ya.
Bye, ya.